So remember that Donald Trump's presidential campaign was chaired by two people. Susie Wiles, who is currently his chief of staff, and Chris LaCivita. And I don't know his background, but Susie Wiles was huge in Florida politics forever and ever. And she was a hardcore ally of Ron DeSantis before she flipped to Trump for the 2024 campaign. And we all saw how well Ron DeSantis' campaign went in 2024. Spent something like $175 million and dropped out before a single primary vote was cast. Wow. So Chris LaCivita, for some reason, sat down for an interview with Politico over the weekend. I guess they were just checking in with him. He is not part of the administration. He also wanted to be White House Chief of Staff. That's an incredibly powerful position, but he was unsuccessful in that endeavor. And now he is sitting at home, and he was interviewed in a room full of taxidermied animals. And he's still like largely in campaign mode, blaming everybody but the people who are actually responsible for shit that's happening. He says, that the media wasn't ready. Nobody was ready, for the barnstorming of Washington that Donald Trump did and is doing during his first 100 days. And I think there's some accuracy to that. Like the first month that he was in office, it was just nonstop every freaking day, man. I mean, he pardoned 1,600 J6ers on his first day. He's already signed something like 80 executive orders. And so LaCivita says the following, and I'm going to just zero in on this one quote here towards the end. I don't think the folks in the Washington press corps, for that matter, were ready for what happened, although they should have been because they've been covering him for so long. And what I mean by that is just the volume, the speed, and it's so much to the average person. But if you just think back to the campaign and the amount of ground that the campaign covered, that the president covered on a daily basis, whether it was in a speech or a press conference, for instance, he had all that double dicking that he was doing to the YMCA song every day, 4 or 5 times a day. So there was so much double dicking during the campaign. Just the sheer volume of issues covered and the activities and all these things. I think some people didn't think the White House would be able to maintain that degree of intensity, that we would be able to maintain that degree of intensity right into the White House, and he did. I mean, Donald Trump does more before 8 a.m. than most people do all day. One thing that Donald Trump never once did during his first term, make it into the Oval Office by 8 a.m. Yeah. You know why that is? Because he watches cable news every morning and he spends 2 to 3 hours in hair and makeup every single day. That's correct. He's got to get spray tan too. Yeah. So, bullshit.